I just wanted to jump on here with a quick little life update. Not been putting out any videos really, but I have my little helper here. So, on August the 14th of this year, my father passed away. He was 56 years old, and he passed away from COVID pneumonia. He had the Delta variant. He had several health issues before he contracted COVID. He was a very bad type 2 diabetic, and there was some other issues that he had, but his official cause of death was the COVID pneumonia. And so my mother had it, my sister had it, and both my grandmother and grandfather, his parents, had it. Now, he was an only child. He was my grandmother's only living child. My step-grandfather does have 3 biological children that aren't really in much contact. So I am the oldest grandchild. I have a brother who is 26 and a sister who just turned 17 not long after my father passed away. So we are in the situation where we are having to make some big life-changing decisions. My grandmother does have dementia. The COVID, the lack of oxygen to the brain, as well as the shock of her only child's passing suddenly, has escalated that quite a bit. My grandfather, we really thought we were going to lose him. He ended up in the hospital twice, once with the COVID, and then once he came home from the hospital. He was doing a lot better. All of a sudden, he started doing really bad again. His oxygen was dropping. His pulse was dropping. He was passing out. We had to call an ambulance, take him back to the hospital, and he was diagnosed with blood clots in his lungs. They were able to get most of those dissolved, and he is currently back home on blood thinners. Physically, he is doing much better. Mentally and emotionally, not so much. So we are in the position now where we are considering moving. They do live 2.5 hours from where we live currently. My mother is not in the best of health. She does have fibromyalgia. She has severe rheumatoid arthritis and other health issues. So my mom has several health issues. So we are considering moving to be closer to family, to help in this difficult time. My grandfather owns a business that he has been at for over 40 years, and him and my husband have talked off and on, I don't know, as long as we've been married, I guess, about if we ever moved up there, he would teach my husband the business and eventually turn it over to him, because that's his pride and joy. It's what he's done the majority of his life, and he is nearly 80 years old, but he's still working his business because he doesn't want to let it go. And so him and my husband have talked for years and years about if we ever moved up there, he would he would train him and get him ready to take over the business. But it's a difficult decision. Our lives are here. Our home is here. Our friends are here. Our church is here, and my husband's job, however, is not looking the most secure. There have been some issues in the industry he's in due to COVID, lack of production, lack of supplies, that sort of thing. So he has not been laid off, but he has seen several other people who have been. And as far as seniority is concerned, he knows that if there is another layoff, for lack of a better term, his neck is probably on the chopping block this go around. He's also in a job that he doesn't really enjoy anymore. He's moved around that company quite a bit, and he is currently in a position that he does not get a lot of enjoyment out of. We are in the process of looking in the surrounding areas of the town that my mom and my grandparents live in, because as of right now, our budget would not allow us to live in town. So our plan is to try to find a very ugly temporary house that we could put a lot of sweat equity into to make it not so ugly. And then in a couple of years, 2 or 3 years, when we know for sure that the business is going to work, that it's going to be enough to support us and my grandparents, then we would try to find something a little bigger, actually within the city limits of where my family is currently living. So I am still homeschooling, such as it is. It is not very organized right now because there's a lot of days that we're having quite a few mental health days right now. But I'm doing the best I can. I am thankful that we chose to homeschool, because I know that if we had not done that, then I would not have been in the situation to be able to go spend a month with my family when my dad passed. And right now, my husband is still working his job, so we're here on the weekdays, but then on Friday, we drive up to where my family is, and then my husband and my grandfather go to his place of business, and my grandfather basically oversees my husband's work to try to keep that going until we can figure out for sure what we're going to do. We can't keep this up forever. It's exhausting, especially my husband, bless his heart. He's exhausted working here all week and then driving 2.5 hours to work all weekend and then driving back to work all week. We know that what we're doing right now is not sustainable long term. But that's just kind of where we are right now. Like I said, we are looking for a small, inexpensive, and of course with the real estate market right now, inexpensive and real estate doesn't really go together. But I have contacted a real estate agent who works in that area, who knows my family. I've told her our situation, and she is working very hard to try to find us something that we can afford. And short term, like I said, 2-3 years max. You know, it's just basically a place to sleep at night while we try to figure out the business side of things and make sure that that is going to work and that is going to be able to sustain everything it needs to sustain. I am still crafting when I feel like it. It has really helped. It has been good therapy. I'm actually in November, I will be, I think it's the first week in November, I am the Growing in Unity Girl for Unity Stamp Company, and I'll be sharing some projects I've made, and there will be a giveaway. But I just wanted to jump on here real quick, give you guys a quick life update. I mean, I will continue to post videos when I can, when I feel like it. I don't know exactly what the content will be. There will be some craft videos, hopefully some homeschooling videos, and maybe even some, before too long, if we find a place, some renovation videos, some before or after, because like I said, you know, we're just trying to find an ugly house that no one wants to mess with, and then we can put a lot of sweat equity into it and make it our home for the next couple of years. Or we may stay here, I don't know. Right now we're just really doing a lot of praying, a lot of soul searching, having a lot of discussions on, is this something that we can do? Is this something that we really want to do? You know, we're so torn because we do want to go help out family, but you know, we also, the thought of leaving our life here is very painful. But at the end of the day, a lot of it just depends on if we can take over the business and if we can find a place to live. So I will talk to y'all guys later. I will keep y'all updated. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.